Voltron Network.
So, shall we begin?
You are now tuned into Talking at the Movies with your hosts, Eddie, Salim, and Mo.
Okay, I'm not going to clap today.
Oh, you're not going to clap? Okay. Wait, why are you...
Because you were bitching last time about me clapping.
I know, I don't
So
bitch.
why do you clap?
I don't... Why do you always
wanna
make
hear
me
you
sound
clap.
like a actual bitch?
Anyone that listens,
No, listen.
it's Eddie that's clapping.
No, but yeah.
That's a perfect... Mo, is that not a pitch perfect Salim impression?
I did have to look up because I thought Silent was actually suddenly
There
sitting
you
on
go.
the right of me.
See?
Okay. Well, no, I was actually going to compliment you because I reckon that...
I'm going to compliment you.
I reckon the really crappy stubble that you got on your face actually looks alright.
See how he strikes out.
It actually looks
Hold on,
alright.
do you actually just say
pain.
in the same sentence, the crappy looking stubble on your face actually looks alright?
Yeah,
That makes no sense.
yes, it does.
See, he just wants to hurt. That's
A
his
crappy
true
looking
nature.
stubble. See,
a
in
true
our
nature.
eyes, it's a crappy looking stubble.
his
Can
true
I
nature.
can I take a picture of your stubble
we can't.
and upload
Going
it to
for Hulk
Instagram?
Hogan when he was in the NWO look. So I just need the blonde stuff to go. with.
Okay. Well, for a week, that's like nothing there.
I'm just lazy. Yeah, it's good. I don't want a big beard. I'm not trying to friggin' look like a terrorist or nothing.
What would you? What? Oh, that's just bad. What you just said. What do you
No,
mean?
it is
Terrorist?
not.
Oh, so you
Because
say
it's
to
the
Muslim
stereotypical
people,
look.
anyone,
Did I say Muslim? No.
anyone that
Did I say
has a
Muslim?
beard is a terrorist.
I didn't say
Well, I mean, generally when you see those terrorists on telly, they've got
There's
beards.
loads of terrorists that don't have beards, man. I bet you if you got like
that. Know any?
the 100% of terrorists, right? And I bet you half of them wouldn't have beards.
Do these go through like sound filtering where they look for like some keywords? We've just said like terrorists like 5
I
times.
wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, so guys, welcome back to Talking at the Movies. I'm Eddie Reese Antonio.
It's your boy Salem.
And it's Mo.
What's happening?
What's been happening? So I've
Are you comfortable like that? Because you don't look comfortable.
I just gotta kind of because like if I sit down, then my back hurts. So I'm kind of laying on my side, so it kind of works. For me.
Guys, have you ever seen those old Renaissance paintings of like the naked chubby chick laying on the what they called chaise-longue?
Yeah,
whatever the
something
fuck
like
they're
that.
called. That's pretty much what Salem's doing, but with like a twisted osteoporosis back sort of pose.
Yeah, and as Eddie says that, he says it with a smile because it's being turned on. So what's been happening? Look, quite frankly, I haven't actually watched many things. I have been watching documentaries, like animal documentaries.
That's cool. Educate us. What the name of these documentaries? What the animal? What the subject?
this is
what
like-
happened? Did they die? Did they live? Did
No,
they
like, I gotta say, man, like, you know, sometimes you think you've got it hard, but if you're an animal, man, you got it really, really rubbish. It's like
Disagree.
seeing this documentary about polar bears. Oh, you disagree? Polar bears have it so fucking difficult because half of the year, like, because all the ice caps are melting, so they've got to basically swim to an ice cap, get to the ice cap. By the time they get there, what they call the whales? No, they're not whales. The sea lions. They just freaking swim away. So like half of the year they're just starving.
Why do they have to go to the ice caps? Surely, like when the ice melts, there's more food.
No, so half of the year
Yeah.
it's all right for them. They're cool, right? Because the seals come up, right, and they just basically grab hold of them. But the other half of the year, because it's summer, the ice caps melt. What do you mean?
This is boring.
All right, I'm just saying what you said. Educate us, so I'm trying to educate
I was
you
hoping
about.
you were going to make it exciting. Polar bears. You should see when they grab the sea lion, slice the neck.
Okay. This will really get you excited, right? So they talk about the smallest cat. I know, Mo, you love cats, right? The smallest fucking cat.
You were here when we watched that.
What?
We watched that last weekend.
Yeah. Was it last
Yes.
weekend?
Yes.
All right. So that was the weekend before then. So I actually haven't been watching anything except for Sumerians. Then Sumerians and
Sumerians
and
Anunnaki.
and the Anunnaki.
More conspiracy based.
Yeah, so basically the Sumerians, the oldest living race, so they say, on planet Earth, and the gods that they used to worship, the Anunnaki.
Nah, the oldest civilization.
Is it?
Not race, yeah.
Oldest civilization.
In terms of written word and all that.
Yeah, so
Supposedly.
what's fascinating is that when they talk about the Old Testament and the Torah and the Quran, these books really seem like they're just being recycled with Should I be saying that?
Probably not, because sure there'll be a few people to be offended by that.
No, but no, this is what they say in the documentary.
Well, I mean, like, the thing is, like, even like if you look at like the Bible and the Torah, they've been like, you have like the Torah's version 1, Bible is like the remix, and then like the Quran is like the greatest hits of all. You know, all the stories.
All right, so I'll give Mo's address after the podcast. Keep on listening.
Yeah, but those stories are like all similar. Same characters appear. If you look throughout history, those themes just appear again and again and again.
Very true. That's it.
That's all I've been watching.
Oh, week. Even when he was sick, bedridden, didn't watch nothing.
I just couldn't get myself into watching anything. I know you guys have been watching Russian Doll. I did start that, but I just wasn't in the right frame of mind to watch it.
Well, I did watch Russian Doll. It's a Netflix show with, let me bring up the cast list. Russian Doll, I enjoyed this quite a bit. It took me a second, I've got to admit.
Did it take you an episode or two to get into it?
Yeah.
Was it end of episode 3 when it grabbed you? Like when she gets in the lift?
No, because that was in the trailer.
See, I actually remember that from the trailer.
Yeah. It was the very end of the trailer where she's next to the dude.
But that's the bit where suddenly I was interested.
Where she ain't alone going through this weird. How do you even describe? Well, basically, let's explain it first. Russian Doll Netflix show, starring Natasha Lyonne. I think that's how you pronounce it. She was in American Pie back in the day, and Orange is the New Black, the redhead chick. I like her, you know. She's charismatic.
She is.
She's got like a fun, bubbly energy about her. I like her a lot. And yeah, she just basically Groundhog Day type situation. Starts her day in the middle of her birthday party, and usually within a few hours at some point, she dies and then wakes up again, same place, and she can't figure out why. Why is this happening? Why did I keep dying? Why do I keep coming back? And she has to figure it out, and she makes a few friends along the way.
So 2 things about that show, right? Apart from the fact that it was actually really good, right? Is the song "Gotta Get Up Now" seared into your mind for all eternity?
Gotta get up in the morning. Yeah, it really does. Like, you kind of like it at the beginning, and you start to hate it in the middle. The middle kind of episodes, and then by the end of it, the last 2 or 3 episodes, it's just a welcoming. It's like an old friend that you haven't seen in a while.
And do you now want to just go to a birthday party so you can say to somebody, "Hey, sweet birthday girl"?
It looked like the best party. It looked like the most fun.
It did look like a great party, actually, didn't it?
Really nice.
Especially with the gun door handle.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
And that weird sort of art piece on the door, whatever the fuck was carved into it.
Yeah. It was very clever because obviously that very first episode she hooks up with this guy who then turns up later on to actually have played quite a big part in the other guy's life.
Yeah, the other guy who, minor spoiler, is going through the same thing. And just the way that their lives kind of cross over, and then in the last episode, the one before that, when it all kind of goes out of glitch and they're on separate it's really good. A lot of fun, man. It's very existential, very cerebral, but I
was glad it wasn't a case of you have to live the perfect day to get out of this. There was actually something that they had to do. And I guess the moral of the story is we're so in our own sort of space in our own life. We don't look around what's going on around us. And if you actually go back to the first episode, had they actually intervened and helped each other, none of this would have happened.
Most likely. They don't really explain. Well, I don't want to spoil that, but makes you think, man. But how often do you see people stand on the ledge and just walk away? But I get quite a lot of people do when you look at that stuff online, you see those videos of people killing themselves or doing sort of shit.
Yeah.
So many people do
something like that. You want to walk away.
Of course you do. You never seen that video of that little kid in China that getting run over by the vans? Just falls in the street, and people are just walking by, and the vans are coming, and the guy in the van's looking over. You can see that there's this toddler that's hurt, and still just continues to drive. It's fucked up. People just don't give a fuck.
So what? So what happens in the show that you're saying that she's on the edge of?
No, that's a different character, but it's just one of those things that we're all just like Mo said. We just got blinders on. We're only wrapped up in our own problems, and just don't really think that other people going through shit as well.
Well, there was a similar situation with a bin the other day that I went through, and which was in the middle of the road. And like you said, people just oblivious.
Hold on, so you were on a street going through a bin, and people just ignored you. I'd fucking cross over the road if I saw a guy.
Let's give him his hero moment.
No, it's not that. It's just there was a bit, like you say, people are just so oblivious to what's happening that no one stops. No one. It was pissing down with rain. This bin was in the middle of the road, and people it's there. Just get out of your car, pick up the bin, push it aside, and drive off.
True.
Yeah, but everyone else is stopping everyone. The traffic.
Somebody else's problem.
Yeah. So what I did, I stopped the car. I got out, moved the bin aside, waved at everybody, got back in the car, and drove off. I'm sure I heard a bit of a round of applause at the end of it as well. See, I'm not one of those people. I actually do something.
Were you the one who put the bin in the road in the first place?
No, it was windy. The bin just flew in the middle of the road.
Did you put it there, drive around the block and go, I know how I'll get some applause today.
That shit's shady. See, there was a video that came out not so long ago of some guy trying to set up his own accident so he could get compensation. And it was all caught on CCTV. So a guy looks around, throws ice on the floor, goes to the side, hangs around and goes back and, I hurt myself. And then they just sat him down when he tried to complain and said, look, what's this?
Oh, man.
Did you think that they just seem to just rush over all the fruit and the food is rotten? And when they did mention it, it wasn't like, the food's rotten. I wonder what that means.
But they kind of gave a theory for it, though. She said that it shows that time isn't a loop. Time is on some plane going, continuing.
But it seems like they got straight to it. It wasn't like a freak out moment, like the food's getting rotten, like what's going on?
On the outside, but the inside it was still fresh. It was, like I said, that's why it's cerebral, it's existential, it's crazy, but it's weird, but enjoyable. I still love the hell out of it. I had a lot of fun. Russian Joel, check it out if you ain't got nothing else to watch. And even if you have, still check it out. I liked it a lot. What else was there this week that I checked out? Another Netflix. What's it called? Polar.
The movie.
Yeah.
Is it a show or a movie?
Movie.
So this is the movie that's getting absolutely panned at the moment, right?
With Mads Mikkelsen.
It's like John Wick.
Yeah, basically. It's like a bootleg John Wick. Vanessa Hudgens is in it. Catherine Winnick from Vikings. Matt Lucas from Little Britain. Yeah, a bunch of people. Oh, even Johnny Knoxville. It's bad. It tries to be ambitious in the way it's directed, but there are a lot of amateur shots, a lot of amateur lines of dialogue and acting. So it's bad, but there were still moments of fun. Like, I still had no problem watching the whole thing.
I'm actually really surprised you watched this because
semi-fun.
I was laying there on Monday thinking to myself, should I? I can't fucking watch this, man. It just looks so bad from the trailer.
This is the problem with you, though, isn't it? You look at something and you're like, that's got such bad acting, or like the special effects look a bit amateurish.
No, it's bad.
I agree.
It's bad, Bob.
Yeah, but he literally, he sees that, I can't watch that.
Yeah, but you see, on the flip side, you would watch it, right?
No, I mean, that won't put me off from watching a film, just because people are trying to break into that. Like, if you made a movie and it was really bad, I'd still go to watch it. I'd be like, this is my cousin's first movie.
You wouldn't go to watch my movie.
Yeah, it's called Goldtooth, which I'm also in.
You wouldn't watch my movie if it was on the cinema. You would never go there.
I'd say, can you lend me your your pass so I can watch it?
Eddie would bootleg it. I know that. He would just download it on some dodgy pirate site.
But yeah, you're saying about diverse opinions. IMDb have got it at 6.3 out of 10, which is not great, but not
but it's
terrible.
Almost,
but Rotten Tomatoes have got it at 1.
Oh, shut up,
1 star, 22%. So yeah, it's bad, but it's a dumb bad.
So, when does dumb bad? Because, we see a number of films that are crap, but still, we say just check them out anyway.
It's gory. It's just the brutality of a lot of the violence that happens that kind of make it fun. It's based on the comic books. You could tell in some of the way that they shoot it. It's ambitious. I'll give it that. It's ambitious in what it tries to achieve. But yeah, it's...
So, if this dude and John Wick had a head-to-head...
He's badass. Mads Mikkelsen, as bad as this whole film is, Mads Mikkelsen is always good.
Yeah, he is.
It's
his voice.
Effortlessly, yeah.
His
and his
voice.
demeanour is just effortlessly cool. Yeah, I have to say, Mad and Vanessa Hudgens as well. She's good as well.
Okay.
Former Bollywood Disney product out of that factory. But check it out. Why not? Good for a laugh. It's good if you've got people around and you just want something to laugh at.
It's like the director's listening right now. It's like, watch this film if you just want to laugh.
Try harder. And the last thing I checked out, besides obviously watching Supernatural, which I'm still doing, Angels of Turner, by the way. I missed Castillo. I miss Castillo. I like him. So much fun. But anyway, Amazon got a new show. They've only put up the pilot. the full season hasn't happened yet. I think it's happening in a couple of weeks or a month. Hannah. We spoke about this a few weeks back. Remember the movie Hannah, where it's like this child assassin that was raised in the wilderness.
Okay.
Well, they've turned it into a TV show, and I enjoyed it. It's got Joel Kinnaman, this guy raising this baby, which he liberated, shall we say, from this home, which we don't really know. I can't even remember what the story was in the film.
I can't remember it all that well in the...
I don't even know did you see it with me?
Yeah, we must have done. We used to like see films together all the time. Now we hardly ever do, because you just don't want to bust it down to mine.
Always there.
7.9 that episode's got currently on IMDb.
Yeah, see? It's very well done, well made, well directed, well acted, and I like it. And I like that it gives it. It kind of makes me think that how the hell did they cram all this into just that one movie? Because this really did need more time to breathe.
There's like a lot of Indian people in this. Just looking at the cast, there does seem to be a lot.
Yeah, but we are now getting to a point where we're seeing. Do you remember that time where it was like hardly any Asians in movies or TV shows? Now they are slowly popping up. I used to think to myself,
there are quite a bit.
Yeah, I used to think to myself, Asian people in American movies or TV shows, not possible.
Well, I'm assuming this is filmed in Canada because there's no shortage over there.
Probably, yeah, but they have to be more diverse now.
The only Asian person that I recall seeing in an Asian an American movie back in the days was what's his name? The dude from Johnny 5. But I suppose
we've had that conversation.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was
even Jackie Chan didn't even last all that.
Them films were shit.
Yeah,
they were.
Was it like Wacky Wacky Racing sort of thing?
Why does that crossover never work? Jackie didn't really make it work. You know, some people had a bit of fun with Rush Hour and Shanghai Noon, but for the most part, they were bad films. And John Woo didn't really succeed much. It just doesn't work. It's because they compromise their movies. They try and make it more Hollywood. What will Hollywood want?
Well, no, those films did work. I mean, we enjoyed Rush Hour.
Yeah, but just because we just wanted Jackie in anything, but they weren't on that police story level. So, what you got for me, Mo?
Apart from obviously Stargate and my usual shows, I have been binging this week more of The Expanse. You guys have got to watch this show. In fact, middle of season 3, it just became so goddamn epic. Eddie, I know you'll enjoy it. Salim, you might struggle because it's quite cerebral. And funny thing, I had to go and look up why some of the actors had like such a South African type accent, because it's like some of them got a really strong accent.
Africa.
And it's actually not South African. They've actually made like a accent. Apparently it is based on a real kind of language, but they've made it for the characters that live in the Jupiter Belt, or what they call them, the Belters, right? So these aren't people who live on Earth or Mars. They're like the workers, like further out, and they've all got this like really, like just imagine like a proper harsh South African accent, right? That's what they kind of sound like.
I've always been fascinated how accents work. Like, why does that happen? Why does being in a different place geographically change? Like, I guess now you grow up surrounded by people sounding the same, but like when people first went to Australia, there was no example to make their voice, the way they talk, turn that way. So what does that happen?
It's the way that people pronounce words, right? It'll change from place to place. Yeah. And if you actually look at it, so there's two like really unique things there. There's one, if you look at old language and you look at like the names of places, say like Leicester, right? Leicester is not spelled anything like the way you pronounce it, but at some point, people were pronouncing it properly like they spelt it. Yeah? And the other unique thing, like the real funny thing about accents is, even if you've got a small country like this, you literally go 150, 200 miles up north and people sound completely different.
Well, even that, you go freaking... It was a point, it's not so much now, but it was a point where you go East London compared to West London. Even
but then those East London boys just put those accents on.
Yeah, I think they do that, right?
I'm talking back when there was less movie. When there was less movie.
No, it's a good point, man. Like, that why in different locations, why do they have... you know...
Well, it's just the way people start pronouncing words, right? If you look at the Americans, instead of saying grass, they'll say grass. Instead of saying fast, they'll say fast.
Fast and the Furious.
Anything else?
Guys, if whoever is listening, if you have not seen The Expanse, it's now on Amazon Prime, and I thoroughly recommend it. It's an incredibly deep and sort of like very cerebral piece of sci-fi. It is very, very different from like your Star Treks and like your kind of like other type of sci-fi.
Might have a day too often this week, so I'll jump into that.
What is this on? Is there where
Amazon Prime?
Yeah, it was on Netflix, but apparently Amazon
have
stole
now
it.
own it. Now they've actually not stole it, as in it was a sci-fi show.
Sold
Sci-fi
it
didn't
to
want to make
Netflix.
it anymore. Yeah, watch it. It's. I mean, they look as though they spent a lot of money on it as well, so it doesn't look cheap.
Anything else?
So we should probably give a quick mention to the episode of The Orville that we watched last week and we didn't really talk about. So it was an episode revolving around the Doctor, very much like a TNG episode where Data wants to experience what life is like, so he gets a girlfriend.
The fun episode, but a little frustrating because she's a doctor. She's one of the more intelligent characters on this show, yet she decides to start a relationship with an emotionless AI non-feeling
But it's more,
creature.
but it's more about like she found that she enjoyed that AI's company, right?
Yeah, it's like
They
Get a cat.
bonded.
No,
Get a cat.
no. The cat won't talk to you. Think about the AI interacting and helping her kids. She's finding that attractive. She's finding
But
things like
it has no
Remember,
care. It's just
Remember when
it's
they
like
were
falling in love with
strand-
Alexa or Siri.
No.
Same
So it
thing.
didn't like help her when she was on that planet and look after the kids.
It could have.
When the kids got in trouble at school, he helped out and figured out that it wasn't her kid.
All right, okay. So if we take I've forgotten the film's name, but if there was a chick who was a bot, yeah, I think, and she looked hot, I think you'll fall in love with her.
It doesn't even look hot. It's just a silver
No,
cylinder.
but when he went in
the
to the holodeck,
but that's like what 2 hours out of a day.
yeah, but still, I think you would. I think your mind would
You
start
have
thinking.
to be lonely as fuck to fall in love with something which, if it has
50 years from now, Eddie, we're going to be doing this podcast. I'm
if
going to
it's-
say,
if it-
Angela. You
if
still
it
in
has
love
a
with her?
personality, if it's what's the word when it becomes sentient? That's
Yeah.
it. Then that's different because it can
But he
think.
is pretty much sentient,
Eddie,
though, isn't he?
what the fuck are you talking about? People
Emotions.
get married to their pillows.
Yeah, and they're idiots. We
Yeah,
laugh
but
at
they-
those people.
No, but they do. People
They're-
get married to their animals
They're
because they're
isolated
in
from
love
society. They
with
live
them.
in cabins in the woods.
She loves the robot.
What's the advantage of getting married to a pillow?
Nothing. You're mad.
Yeah, you
She,
literally are
she
mad.
should be stripped of her rank and her job, and she should be replaced.
Why?
Because it shows that she's not
Oh,
psychologically
shut up.
stable enough to be in a position. She's
I
irresponsible.
think we watched
yeah.
a different episode.
Nope. Kick her out.
Oh no, the best part of the episode though wasn't actually her story. It was Bortus getting a moustache.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
And the captain going to what's his face? Like, you know, we've discussed like the things that you shouldn't say to Portus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, wait a minute. That maybe explains the facial hair on your face today.
I was going before then.
Who said to you, Eddie,
grand before then.
you
It
look
was
good
growing
with
before then.
face on your hair, on your face.
Face on your hair.
Hair on your face. Sorry, it's I'm tired.
And we've had like 2 episodes of Star Trek Discovery. So last week's one was the Klingon episode, where
Alert.
Empress Giorgio, whatever her name is,
secret
turns up
baby.
to save the day.
Secret baby.
Oh, she's so cool, man.
Yeah, that was cool.
Ooh,
the
Secret
one this
Baby.
week was
Secret baby.
Well, hold on. So, having now watched that, are you now like
one have
more
a secret
excited?
baby.
Yes.
More excited for a Section 31 show?
Yes.
I was always excited. I like the idea of that darker, more less morally ambiguous and yeah, that
So,
was.
Breaking the rules.
So the way they do it in that episode, actually, as you see that, you're kind of like, that actually makes a lot of sense, right? Because it's something the Federation has to do. They can't get involved in it, so they need a Black Ops team, and bam, you got like, we need to
Necessary evil,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's kind of, so it'll be really interesting to see what sort of stories they come up with. For
Yeah, you
that.
need to have your Navy SEALs or your SAS to go in and do the dirty shit.
Yeah, but those kind of guys aren't. Well, I guess they are trying to
Yeah.
topple governments and
Yeah.
assassinate dictators and all that sort of stuff. And then we watched this week's episode, which I think
Sucked.
you guys didn't like. I thought it was a decent episode.
It was terrible.
I thought there was just too many different storylines going along, right? You had the Tilly stuff, you had the Saru stuff, you had the stuff that was going on.
It was that when the top clock was clicking. I can't even talk. That's the damage it's done to me. The clock was ticking, everyone's life's on the line, and then they're there having these long, drawn-out conversations about.
No, but yeah,
like,
but I get that, but I think you forget that this is a TV show.
No, because other TV shows managed to handle that better than what these guys were doing. Because they were literally just they established.
But he was dying.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't, and she's still there staring into his eyes, saying,
Yeah, she cares about him. This is like,
They're like best friends.
they're like sister and brother.
You hated it as well. Why did you hate it if that didn't frustrate you?
What that didn't
What's
frustrate
your
me. I just felt like it was a completely shitty episode. It was just boring. It
wasn't boring at
It
all.
was.
Because all the stuff about like his homeworld and stuff was so interesting after having seen that Star Trek short.
And all that whole thing when he was on his deathbed, all that long drawn out conversation, and then 2 seconds later, I'm alright.
Yeah, that's the whole thing though. Like, he's been lied to his whole life that says when that starts happening, it's your time to be sacrificed.
It was a budget-saving episode. This.
But do you see that thing that they came up against?
No, but yeah, they didn't see it all that much. I mean, like, it's going to explode, and we've got to take the data from it.
That blob that was on Tilly consuming her body.
Yeah, like how, like
that's effects heavy. That.
Yeah.
Do you like the other engineer that they've got? She's very funny.
Yes,
The
I
one
do
they
like
saved
her.
from the other ship, right?
Yeah,
the one
give
that
me
was
Gum.
stuck in
Oh, the one with
engineering.
the things on the
No, give me Gum.
No.
The other
The
one.
other lady.
Oh, her. Nah, I'm not a fan. She's a comedian.
She
I've
had some
never.
great lines though.
She's too deadpan. She's not an actress. That's the
But
problem.
that's the thing I like about her. Like how everything
Yeah.
is just so deadpan delivered.
Yeah, I like that as well.
It's like I can change that with this.
Is it that you don't like her because, for what reason? Just because of that?
I just find I don't. It's something. I don't know. Yeah, performances just not expressive enough for me. But
Yeah,
I think that's the whole thing, though,
yeah,
isn't it?
I like it how it breaks that whole performance up with just
And see where she goes.
how she delivers her lines.
I'm an engineer, not a farmer. The whole famous like I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. So, you guys have seen World War Z? World War Z?
Yes.
Brad Pitt? So,
surprisingly enjoyable at the time when it wasn't supposed to be.
with the super fast moving
Wait, what do you mean
zombies.
when it wasn't supposed to
Because
be?
everyone was cussing it because it was delayed, it was over budget, and everyone just thought it was just going to be a clusterfuck. But it turned out to be a good film.
No, it was an okay film.
It was good.
I think it's an
enjoyable.
okay film.
Have you ever watched it
I
since?
didn't say it was great, but I
Have
said
you-
it's enjoyable. I have, and it's an enjoyable film.
I think that beginning scene was pretty epic, and then after that, it just became very slow.
Watched it at the
Israel
cinema,
was slow
and that was it.
when they were flying over the wall when the wall came. That
the
shit was
beginning.
cool. And then the plane crashed.
Yeah, at the beginning, that all
No,
happened.
that
at the
wasn't at the beginning. That was in the middle. That was after he found out what was going on and he was going to investigate it, and it found out that one of the places that was unaffected was Israel because they had the wall. And he was, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, wasn't this the
Maybe-
one where they found if you were already if you had cancer or you were dying or something?
That was after that when they went to
Yeah.
Scotland. Yeah, I figured it.
So he went on a fucking world war. He went on a world tour while there was zombies everywhere.
Wait, World War Z.
So Paramount has pulled the plug on a sequel.
Yeah, given up.
So, but because, well, obviously the thinking is they don't make as many movies as the other studios, right? They are really financially struggling, so they've just financed 2 new Mission Impossible movies,
Makes
and
sense.
then decided this probably just wasn't worth the effort or the return on investment.
And they've just got like 20 Fast and Furious movies coming as well. That's Universal,
That's
isn't
Universal, though.
What
Paramount,
is
you'll probably
Paramount?
find, is going to be a very, very small slate.
it? Well, what properties do they have?
So they got the Transformer stuff, I think, is Paramount, yeah? All the Hasbro.
Yeah,
I think they
Paramount.
to come
Yeah,
through
yeah.
there.
Hasbro can add into some of that production, so that isn't as bad for them.
Well, I don't know if they would actually pay to put stuff in production, right? It's
Right.
like...
Hasbro's got a studio. Or was that Mattel? I think both of them do.
I'm just quickly having a quick look.
No, it take too long. Let's get into it. World War Z dead.
Dead. Probably not. I don't think anyone really cares, right?
Nah.
Good. Fine.
Zombie thing is coming to an end for the most part.
So George...
Sorry, I was going to say, I want vampires back, man. I think we were missing vampires.
I think you're going to have to go to werewolves first before vampires come back.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
There's a cycle.
Yes, if you get the werewolves, then we'll get some Frankenstein monsters. We've got that'll probably be around the time the Detective Frankenstein comes out that we were talking about last week, and then we can go back to vampires.
And somewhere in between alien invasion movies movies have to come in as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road sequel might be back on track.
Yeah. This
So
would be
what-
the Furiosa-focused sequel.
So, considering how well received the first movie was, why is this taking so long to come? Why is this not?
Do you
not
remember
done
the
deal?
problems that movie had?
Oh, I remember, and I think that was even made that movie more astounding, right? The fact that they had all those problems, the fact that they were filming without a script,
Yeah.
and they came up with such an amazing film.
They built the crazy sets and everything, and then it all got washed away. I think there was like a storm or something in Australia, so they had to move to South Africa to do the whole thing again. Or did it go the other way? Might have been in South Africa first, and then they had to go to
But
Australia.
it made money, right? It wasn't a flop.
yeah, it turned out to be a success.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that movie.
So I'm kind of surprised that there's so much trouble getting a sequel up and running.
Yeah, I could still see there be a problem. This film is kind of cursed.
But I'm presuming they seem to be insinuating that it's going to focus more on Furiosa, which the first Furiosa pretty much was a Furiosa movie anyway.
Yeah.
But this will be more on her backstory. So it may not even be Charlize Theron. Could be, but they might go back to tell her traumatic childhood, how she lost her arm and all that shit. Which would you want to see that? If it's not even
What about Charlie Sharon losing her arm?
that it's not even her, it could be someone else, a younger actress. If it tells like the prequel story.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, to be honest. It's not something that excites me now that I'm thinking about it. I like the first one. I like the whole black and white shit that they did, re-releasing it. But yeah,
Black and Chrome.
was that what it
That's what
was?
they call it, yeah.
Black and Chrome. Okay.
Right, so in 1989, Fox unleashed The Simpsons on the world, right? And it's just been renewed for a 31 and 32nd season. So
They
there are
should
children.
have cancelled it at season 10.
If you were born in 1989, right, you are now approaching 30. And that show is still on the air.
It's crazy.
Is that the
absolutely-
longest going show now, or is it still wrestling?
So,
Wrestling has got the record for longest weekly show.
but surely it won't be the same show, right? So when you say it's got the longest record for
Raw.
a week,
Raw.
Raw, yeah.
Raw only started in 93.
But it has more episodes. It doesn't take the breaks that every
Yeah,
other
but
show
it's
does.
like but do you really count that as like a?
They do,
Well,
because it's a scripted TV show. So
but
it
it's
counts.
like them counting Coronation Street, which has been going since like the fucking 50s.
You know
And that's on like
That would
3
make
times a
sense.
week.
This is an American show, though. This is
man.
an American show, not globally. It's just America.
Like some of those like soaps have just been like Neighbours 5 times a week.
Wait, is Neighbours still running?
Yeah. And oh, away.
Wow.
I think Channel 5 got them both.
That's crazy.
So I don't know what the criteria is, but yeah, they always champion that was.
Yeah, see, wrestling. I get what you mean because it is a scripted show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Simpsons, boy.
Jeez, is it not time they just put the show out? It was misery.
Yes, because it hasn't been funny for over decades.
I remember
Bad.
the first episode of Simpsons I saw. My sister brought me a VHS cassette with
do
4
the Batman.
episodes on. 4 episodes.
Can you remember any of the episodes?
No, I can't.
Do you still have that VHS tape?
No, it's probably in the bin or something.
Oof. Everybody do the Batman.
ABC is not moving forward with the Bewitched reboot this year. This would actually be very interesting to revisit, right? 'Cause
As a
it was
comedy.
Yeah, as a comedy.
Straight up
Well,
comedy.
even the original was a comedy, right?
Yeah,
Back
yeah.
in the day. And that was a huge show because they were still playing it, like repeats, well into the 80s, 90s. And it
Yeah.
was something that everybody knew.
Because what, that was the 70s that came out?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And I remember it as my kids in the 80s, 90s, yeah.
Might have even been the 60s because I'm sure some of the really early episodes are
Could
black
have-
and white, aren't they?
could have been,
Then they
yeah.
then they have a whole bunch of colorized episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, like, the earlier ones were black and white?
Yeah, had the absolutely lovely. Was it
She was cute.
Yeah.
Man. She
Also-
wiggled her nose. Diddly, diddly, that noise.
Elizabeth Montgomery?
Wow.
And that pain in the ass stepmother.
And stepmom.
I hated the
And
stepmother.
Darren, who was literally just like
So-
Which
being
one?
picked
There
on
was two
all
of
the
them.
time. Oh yeah, there was
switched
one
them
there.
out, innit?
Yeah.
So this is surprising because I could actually get behind this.
Yeah.
I think a couple of months back when we were talking about this show, we were all very, very excited about it. So for them to just like say,
I think I'm really surprised. I think a modern reboot retelling of this could do really well, especially with the whole fascination of the supernatural witches now.
Yeah, you can go two directions. You can either make it darker,
Yeah.
not necessarily in
still
an
have the
adult
comedy.
way, but
Yeah.
even in the way that Sabrina had that
Yeah.
dark edge to it, they could have done that, or they could have just done full-on sitcom-y.
Yeah.
would have worked either way. So that's surprising.
But that's just mad. It would have worked either way, and we could all see that. But yet, the studio, for some reason, can't.
Disney, I guess they're cutting things. But it's Disney, so do you think they'd need new content? Or they'd want new content for their service coming? That would make sense. But I guess they're putting the eggs in the other basket, though, we're about to get to.
So this is bizarre. So ABC wants to reboot Lost. And would you be interested in watching that?
No.
Lost is one of those shows that was so unique, and it's still really unique. It's like something like nothing else on TV is like it, right? And it's not even that old.
It was a phenomenon. I remember when it first happened, it was almost like how Game of Thrones is now. Everyone was watching it.
It was a global phenomenon. And it was at the beginning, it was like, have you seen Lost? You haven't watched it? Got to watch Lost, right? Yeah. I think that was one of the last few things that I remember watching on like a weekly basis in the first season or two. One of the last shows. I think like the following seasons I'd obviously moved on to other ways of watching shows.
Yeah.
But it was huge. I remember Sky and Channel 4 fought tooth and nail for the rights. One season it'd be on like Channel 4, next season it'd be on Sky, then it'd be back to Channel 4. Yeah,
I think that's what made me fall off of it, when it just kept moving around. I'm happy I did, because it did turn out, it did kind of end in a bit of a clusterfuck. So basically everything that ran up to it was just amazingly fantastic, and you always knew in the back of your mind there was no way they were going to be able to tie any of this stuff up. I mean, when they started time travelling that last season, it was just superb. And it was like, how are you going to tie this up? And they just didn't. They didn't. If I heard that, didn't even explain half of the shit, like the smoke monster, the polar bears.
Have you not watched all the whole way?
I could tell I jumped off of it.
Smoke Monster was completely explained. They did a whole couple of episodes and went through everything.
So
that's the one thing I'm willing to be spot on. How do you explain that?
The Smoke Monster basically was a spirit, right? So basically, on the island, they went back like thousands of years. There were like two people on that island, two brothers, right? One was good and one was bad, and basically one ends up killing the other. So the dead one, he basically becomes like this spirit, and he can inhabit people's bodies. And when he's not in people's bodies, he's basically like this smoke monster. There is a little bit more to it that I'm kind of forgetting, but that was like literally
I'll go with that. Yeah,
sure. Sound like a machine. I remember there was like this weird machine noise when it was...
There was a machine noise. I can't remember what the machine noise was, but I do remember the smoke monster was properly explained. It wasn't left as a mystery.
And they just didn't bother with the polar bears?
No, the polar bears were explained because the Dharma people basically were doing experiments. And I think they brought the polar bear with them. I remember the polar bear did get explained.
It got loose.
Yeah. It was just like the wider thing. It was like those sort of things did get explained. It was more the mysticism of the island that they literally just left like...
Gave up.
Yeah. They didn't even try.
All the more reason to bring it back to actually explain that.
They won't though. They'll make younger actors.
Of course. You're going to have to retell it.
Yeah. It will be like...
Well,
it won't be as good.
Yeah, retell that.
Because the original is so crafted with like love, care and attention. There's even like references to like really sort of like obscure old books and stories and stuff like that. Every episode is just littered with these little things. I don't think like a modern day retelling would do any of that.
How do you replace Evangeline Lilly?
How do you replace a lot of those actors?
Yeah, fuck the rest of them. Just Evangeline was the one. Yeah.
So Sony Pictures... moving forward,
superhero news
with Rob Liefeld's superhero psychiatric film Shrink.
Yeah, it's a comic series that
psychiatrist film Shrink.
Yeah, it was a comic that he made, and they wanna. I guess there was some dude was scouring through the properties that Sony had the rights for that they kind of had in development but stuck on the shelf.
Yeah,
and this was one of them. And with superheroes being the thing that they are now, and Sony not really having as many options outside of Spider-Man. And Rob Liefeld being a big name within the genre, why not? And it's kind of an interesting thing when you think about it. A psychiatrist for super beings. So there could be superheroes, there could be villains, and they have to sit down. But it sounds more like something that would work as a TV show. Different people each week.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
But for a single film, I'm not sure how that would work.
It doesn't really sound like an interesting superhero.
It's not a superhero though. It's about the world of superheroes, and the psychiatrist is just a normal person that just has them dealing with their shit.
Okay, well that could still work.
Could be, but I guess it's just one patient.
Yeah, obviously
and something
finding out more about what that patient's doing, or maybe that patient has like an insane amount of power to destroy the Earth and God knows what else.
But that's the premise of a psychiatrist. I mean, psychiatrist means it should be conversation heavy, dialogue heavy.
Well, that's what it would be. I
But
would
for a
have thought.
movie, you don't really expand. Are you going to want to sit for 2 hours, or someone's just sitting there like, oh god, I
Well,
got so much
it sounds
power.
like Glass to me.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Doesn't sound very interesting at all.
No. And no, neither was Glass, apparently.
No.
No. Go on, let's get into this one.
So Pennyworth will be unhinged, R-rated, and may feature Alfred battling the descendants of Jack the Ripper.
Pennyworth is Alfred Pennyworth, Batman's butler. The film that they're going to make. We spoke about this.
Oh, hold on.
That this was in development.
Okay. Start again, Eddie. Start again, because there's some point that, I
spoke
fall asleep
A
sometimes.
few months back,
Yes.
or I don't know, whatever weeks,
Yeah.
we spoke about that Warner Brothers were developing a spin-off Alfred movie that was going to focus on Alfred.
Okay.
So they're saying that it's going to be called Pennyworth, which is his surname,
Yes.
and he's going to be unhinged for whatever reason, maybe due to his military. He was always a military guy back in the day, wasn't he, when he was younger?
Wow.
SAS and all that shit. Yeah, due to all of that, and it's going to be R-rated, and he's going to be battling the descendants of Jack the Ripper. It sounds
Okay.
fucking insane. But what, as an old man, was it going to be
So being
younger?
unhinged probably isn't a sort of like a good sort of thing to be a butler, right?
No. Because he's always very calm and wise.
And why would
Yeah,
you
but-
battle the descendants of Jack the Ripper?
Well, because they come his way, and that's what he's got to do. Or maybe
So are they saying
Jack the
no murderers?
Ripper was responsible for killing somebody he loved. You know?
yeah, but why would you then take it out on like the great grand?
Well, I'm presuming that they're like psychotic and crazy themselves, or he would just be killing people just trying to get on with their lives.
They haven't got
Listen,
nothing to do with it.
He's just unhinged.
Yeah.
He's going around killing people.
There are
After
people
working
out
for
there.
Batman.
There are people out there, not direct descendants, but are from that family tree of Hitler.
Well-
Do they deserve to just be slaughtered? It's
Well,
because
this
great
kind-
great great uncle did some naughty shit.
But this kind of brings me back to: have you seen Batman vs Jack the Ripper?
No.
Of course you have.
Oh yeah, the animated one.
Yeah, the animated one.
It was shit. It
It,
wasn't
yeah,
great. I
it,
don't
it
remember
was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? So it'd be kind of that, but without Batman.
Yeah,
And
I'm
just
presuming
having
it's
Alfred instead.
I'm presuming it's a younger Alfred before he goes to work for the Waynes.
You know what?
Has to be. He can't be the old ball guy.
The thing is, I have no fucking interest the more we talk about this.
If Jason Statham plays a young Alfred,
yes, yes. No,
fresh out of the military,
Yes.
No, anything that's got
Oh.
a statement attached to it is an instant.
it's
winner.
awesome. Yes, you're right.
Good. It's
Statham
good.
is great.
Honestly, he is.
No, just no.
We're going to have him on the podcast soon, aren't we?
Him and The Rock. Watch our viewership live.
So let's get into the trailers of this week.
So, Doom Patrol.
I enjoyed the characters, the ones that we've seen up to now that were in Titans. So if it has that same level of quality and similar writing, then I'm sure this is going to be great. I wasn't a big fan of this trailer, mainly because Cyborg looks shit and cheap. This looks like looks like a shitty Halloween costume, this plastic Terminator type thing stuck to the side of his head. But beyond that, I like the character, so I will check it out.
So, the Doom Patrol episode of Titans was I think the last episode I watched. And I think I kind of lost interest. But, I did like the look of the trailer.
You like the trailer?
So this 30-second teaser that just dropped like last of the day,
Oh, anything.
I actually thought it kind of gave the sort of the show that's for Doom Patrol a different kind of vibe to Titans.
It made the vibe's more like the fucking Legends of Tomorrow type.
Yeah, so
Colourful.
that's why I was like more interested in wanting to watch it.
Hopefully it'll be better than that. But yeah. Thumbs up more for the show itself, not so much for the trailer.
No interest. No.
So I did like the episode of Doom Patrol in Titans, so I would give this... I think I'm going to give this a go.
Yeah, but did you see the trailer, right?
Yeah. Because of the trailer, I thought the trailer was good because I like those characters. Just seeing them again because we only get the one-off episode with them or two episodes, kind
What
of.
do you think about the new additions that we see?
Yeah, the new additions apart from Cyborg, I'm a bit sort of, man, really.
Apart from Cyborg,
Oh, sorry, excuse me. Cyborg is the one that I'm kind of a bit,
girl looks cool.
Yeah, she looks awesome.
Right. So then Shaft.
Shaft. Next.
The next, yeah.
That just looked terrible.
It
looked. It's a trailer for a movie, but it looked like the standard quality of a TV show. And not a good one at that.
And I actually can't remember the original Shaft, and so I had to go and look it up.
What do you mean by original? Original in the 70s?
No, as in like the one that came
one
out
that-
was because I was like, didn't Samuel L. Jackson wasn't he in the last one?
So that technically is a sequel because
Yeah.
it does pick up from the other ones, the old ones.
So that was what even got because that was such a long time ago. It's like, is this a reboot? Is this a new retelling? And then I was like, I'm sure he was in the last one. When I looked it up, there's been a 19-year gap, right?
Crazy.
So that original one came out in the year 2000.
That's crazy.
Shit.
I remember Busta Rhymes was in that one as well.
And was that a serious movie? Because this one looked like they were going for
no,
an
it was
out-and-out comedy.
same sort of tempo.
Same sort of little action. Not Busta Rhymes was in it, so how serious could that be with him in it? But it was kind of fun. I remember watching it. It wasn't great. I've never gone back to watch it. Never felt the need. But at the time, I thought, yeah. But this didn't look great. I'm not interested.
And then we have Chucky as well. The Return. Again, reboot. Back to square one.
Which it needed to be.
Which, just looking at it, right, if you look at all the modern stuff to it, it looks like you could be watching the original again.
Not a bad thing.
So just go and watch the original
Well,
one, right?
well, the
It's
original, the original one is the best one out of all of them. So I think this is good. Let's go back to the very beginning.
To maybe expand on the lore, explain it a bit better.
But it's not bringing anything new. Like,
We
to
haven't
the table.
seen it yet.
But that's what I'm saying. Like from the trailer, if you take away like all the modern imagery that's in it, it's essentially the same movie again.
Yeah,
It's for a new generation.
It's like the generation.
They're not going to watch the old shit because it looks old.
okay.
But it's not a special effects movie.
No. I get from Eddie's point. I see actually from your point as well. Like, there's nothing new, or it doesn't seem
Aubrey
like.
Plaza's in this. He wasn't in the old one. That
Okay,
makes it. That in itself makes it more interesting.
I will say, Aubrey Plaza is like, I do like her films. I do like her acting. She's very unique in a lot of the roles that she's in.
Yeah.
She really has got that quirky girl sort of thing trademark.
In this, she seems to be playing it straight as I've ever seen her act.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I want. Okay, what I want from this, I want to see Chucky to be really brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him be brutal, but I want him to be more like, Saw.
Saw, yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked like that. It looked like they're getting creative with the kills.
Yeah, that's what's gonna make me go watch this film to see how crazy and mad he gets.
Thought the trailer looked alright, so thumbs up.
And one additional show that I've added to the trailer list is LA's Finest.
That was another trailer. Well, we also checked out Pet Sematary. Let's keep it with the horror for a second.
Just like I've gone in within that afterwards. Okay, Pet Sematary.
Listen, don't want to confuse and scare our listeners. Pet Sematary, yeah, I'm into it. But the trailer was terrible because it gave away the big twist, which we can talk about now because it's given away in the trailer. That not only are they burying pets in this specific place, which has caused them to be resurrected and come back all twisted and evil, but one guy who loses his daughter decides to bury his daughter in that same place, and she comes back some evil.
Is that the storyline in the original movie? Right?
I don't remember that being in the first.
No. But is it like basically you bury a pet, then it comes back to life?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
So was there a child that died in that movie? And did the audience not think, why did they just bury the child there and bring it back to life?
I don't specifically remember.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
a long
so
time ago,
all right, okay. Can we just go back to you saying, dude, like, why would you do that? Well, he did it because he misses his child and he thinks, okay,
But
well, this may be the thing that brings him back.
They already have the experience of the pet coming back, creepy as fuck and twisted, and he gets warned by some old dude as well that things don't come back the same. Yeah, he still decides this will be a good idea, rather than let her rest in peace.
If you had a kid and she died, right, I think you would go bury her there as well to bring her back.
I can't even.
You would be. Think about how heartbroken you would be.
Who knows
exactly.
what state I'll be in? It's possible.
I think I would.
But then you would then have to be faced with like probably having to shoot her at
right? Which he probably will have to do unless she kills him first.
I know you guys. I think Mo, even you would. If Daisy and the two cats died, your two cats, anything happened to them.
I'm free now. I don't have to look after him anymore.
There's like a little pet cemetery in the corner of your garden. You'd be right down there.
Yeah, it's a horror movie. I don't think I have any interest in
Okay.
seeing it until it comes on Netflix.
You won't even watch it then. You're not a lot of horror movies. Just scaredy cat.
Yeah, you are a bit of a scaredy
just
cat when
don't
it
find
comes
them
down to horror
interesting.
movies.
You
Just
just
find them
scaredy cat.
pointless.
Oh, what would you mean pointless?
So pointless.
House of the
Yeah, you
Haunting
liked-
of Hill House was amazing.
Yeah, you think Shaft looks...
Yeah,
nothing worth
yeah.
watching.
Not
That's
say-
pointless.
I did not say Shaft looked good.
Okay, and
LA's finest, though.
Looks almost as bad as Shaft.
Almost, but it has the amazing, the beautiful, the talented Jessica Alba.
listen,
I haven't enjoyed
regardless-
Alba since Dark Angel.
This
Jessica,
time it's like,
if
no,
you're
I haven't
listening-
enjoyed Alba since 1995.
Wasn't that long?
Was it 1995?
Wasn't that long? Early
when-
2000s.
no, I think it was about 98, 99, around then, yeah. Yeah. Dark Angel.
Just as Buffy's come to when that came out.
Well, she was in Sin City, mate. She rocked it in Sin
Oh,
City.
she
Yes.
was
Yes,
awesome.
she did. She was great in that.
She was
Yeah.
good in Good Luck Chuck, where she played the
Barely
ditzy,
remember
crazy
that.
penguin sort of fanatic.
So this looks really bad.
I think it was just
Listen.
really. I think what they did with that trailer was they found like the most junior person who worked there, who wasn't even an editor, probably made the tea or something, and says, "Do you want to cut the trailer? Yeah, great, go and do it."
They gave an impossible job because there's probably the rest of the footage they didn't use is probably even worse.
But the thing that gets me is that chick, Jessica Alba, is so rich that she must be doing this because there must be something in the script that appeals to her.
It's being produced by Spectrum, which is a cable provider company in America.
Yeah, but she's not doing it for money because she's probably enough money to buy Spectrum.
What's the work? Yeah.
But she works because she likes acting, right? So there must be something in that script.
Problem is, they probably wooed her. No, there probably wasn't even a script. They probably wooed her saying, we're making a spin-off from Bad Boys.
Yeah.
And all females, do you want to be involved? You could be executive producer. She's like, yeah,
Do you
sign me
reckon-
up. And now
do
she's
you-
stuck doing
Do
this
you
bullshit.
reckon like there's going to be a secret cameo in Bad Boys 3?
No, I reckon it's more likely Martin Lawrence might pop up. I don't know what's saying, but Martin Lawrence might pop up. Because Gabrielle Union's character is his sister. Yeah.
So yeah, plenty of crossover potential. There's Bad Boys 4 where they team up together.
It could be actually fun if they did have them. But they should have done this as a movie, then it maybe turned out a little better, but nah.
So our buddy Kamran also has a few little tidbits that he's messaged us this week via our Instagram.
So come around.
He goes, just watch Barry and Maniac. Love both shows, but I preferred Maniac, which I really enjoyed.
Maniac a show?
It is a show on Netflix. It's Jonah Hill and
Oh yes,
what's her name?
Yeah,
Emma Stone. Yes. So I actually avoided that show. I love Barry, but I
Yeah.
avoided Maniac because I thought it would be too sort of like surreal and sort of like not interesting from looking at the trailer.
See, the reason why I didn't watch Maniac is because I don't like skinny Jonah Hill. He creeps me out. He doesn't look
That's
right.
not a reason not to watch
For
it,
me,
though.
I know it's superficial, but
Yeah.
since he lost weight, he looks creepy.
I saw
His skin is loose.
yeah.
It's all hanging off of him. His head's really big
So
compared to his skin. It's just
I don't know.
horrible.
I saw Jonah Hill doing some jiu-jitsu, right? And I didn't know he had lost so much weight. And I think you're right, man. Jonah Hill just doesn't look the same without
He's
that
the
weight.
bulk up.
Yeah, I think he needs to get fat.
So
again.
hold on, are you judging Jonah Hill
Yes.
now surely on the way he looks?
Yes.
So
yes.
that's what you do. Like
Same reason why Zach Galifianakis isn't funny anymore, because he's skinny, so no one wants him. That's why he's
So
not in
hold on, all
movies
these
anymore.
actors are taking care of themselves, right? Making sure they don't have heart attacks at any age.
Selfish. Think of your audience first.
So the fact that Kamran has now said that he enjoyed that more than Barry means I have to
Really?
now and go and watch it, right? Because Barry was goddamn awesome.
That's fun.
I don't know if you've seen, they've done a teaser for Barry Season 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, looks good.
Uh-huh.
He goes, he also binged Homecoming. Such a good show, well directed by Sam Esmail, and the performances were great. Also, one of the characters in the show had some cool glasses. Have you guys seen the show? Now, I remember you said you'd watch some.
I watched 2 seasons and it kind of just got a little
No, you're thinking of a different show.
Homeland.
No, Homecoming.
Oh.
With Julia Roberts, right?
Oh,
On Amazon.
Why did I think home fucking for some reason? Shit. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch this. It's been on my
Didn't
my
you watch
watch
an
list.
episode?
No, I didn't. I never got to it.
I think I might have to watch that now
And
as
it's
well.
moved off of my suggestions thing. I guess cycled off.
There's
So
like more other stuff.
yeah, and I've just completely forgotten about it since it moved off.
Yeah. He goes that he's also heard that they're doing an Aquaman spin-off horror movie based on The Trench. I'm really excited to see a sort of Jaws type movie with The Trench and learn more backstory on them.
Trench, oh, the race.
Yeah, the race, the trench.
The all sharky looking, the weird fishy people.
Yeah, I can imagine if they do that, that'll be a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, people on the beach just having a good time, and that Jaws music, dun, 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 and you see like the trench grab like some girl and just like drag her in the water. Yeah, I think that'd be rubbish.
Yeah, universally, I think that would be a very bad idea. So I think it's got quite a good chance of Warner Brothers making it then. And lastly, he goes, apparently, Black Adam and Superman have cameos in Shazam.
I suspect they'll be talking about Superman possibly popping up in Shazam, so that doesn't surprise me if he does.
With a Henry Cavill cameo.
Yeah, and Black Adam should pop up because he's
a part
the
of
main rival of Shazam. Like, they're connected. They get their powers from the same place.
So if Henry Cavill appears in a cameo in Shazam, is it locked and loaded that he's still Superman?
Not necessarily.
Wow, he's still in shape. So I saw some pictures thinking for him. He's bigger than he's ever been. So I guess he still presumes he is.
But there is like no movie on the horizon for him to be in.
Apparently, yeah.
But I think from a fan point of view, we still want him to be Superman.
Yeah. He's a good Superman.
Yeah, very good. Just doesn't have the good material to work with that we saw in Rogue Nation. No, Fallout, Mission Impossible, Kick-Off. What was that, son? Like a yummy. So you think of Mark Hamill. Yeah.
Okay, so is that it? Are we done?
Yes, so. Guys, how can they find us if they want to get content and write us a letter?
Right, guys, if you want to email us, we are at tatmpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to tweet us, we are at TalkingMovies3.
Instagram, guys, is just talking at the movies.
And please do visit our iTunes page and give us a 5-star review. It really does help with discovery.
Yes, it does. Everywhere. And check out our other shows on the Voltron Network. We have DC vs. Marvel podcast with our boy Ash and Uz. And we have Wrestling Records with me and my boy Ryan, talking all things wrestling all from around the world. And we also have, coming soon, within a week or two, maybe 3 or 4,
it's
the new
coming.
Body Falls.
It is coming. It's just if friggin' Hamza could figure out how to sort out lip sync, we have a show. So very, very soon, just around the corner, we will have the Bolly Falls shows. Yeah, on all cylinders.
Yes.
Yeah, even with YouTube.
So that's it from me and the race.
Bring you by Salem.
And it's Mo.
Bye.
Peace.
Couldn't come up.
Can't believe it. Make sure you cut all that out. That's going to be.